Alright, so today we're going to be replacing the oil and the oil filter. And the tools we're going to need is a 3/4 wrench, and this is an oil filter swivel wrench. And then we have our new oil filter. And then for my Jeep Cherokee 1988 model, I have Valvoline 20W50, and I'm probably going to take around 3 quarts. So I'm going to show you how to replace the oil. Alright, she goes. Now this stuff is very black and will stain clothes, so make sure you're wearing clothes that you don't really that you want to work in. So also, once you're done, you could use regular dish soap to wash your hands with. I like to use white Gojo. That's the best soap I like to use. And it'll drain for a little while, so we'll be here for a little while. Alright, so this is the oil filter right here. And this is the next thing you're going to want to do is take off the oil filter. Now it's also going to have oil in it, so you're probably going to want to have your oil pan underneath of it. So, or some pig mats, which help soak up all the oil. So, and I like these type of wrenches because they're easy for small spaces and they work pretty well. So, there goes the oil. There it is. Alright, so I've wiped out most of the old oil. Now you do not want to touch in here, so you want to keep that part clean. There is a certain where you're supposed to put these on. So, alright, so once you got it mostly tight with your hand, you're going to pick a spot on here. So let's pick this line from across these numbers here, and we're gonna align it with a part down here. And so what we're doing is that because when you turn on the engine, it's gonna suck this even more down, so we don't want it to crumple when the engine turns on, because it builds pressure. So we're gonna go for that and do 3/4 of a turn from that mark. So this is having that line aligned back up is a full turn. So we're gonna do 3/4 of it. Ooh, it's slippery. All right. So here was the mark right here. We've gone 1, 2, 3/4 of a turn. All right, now you have to put in the drain plug back in before you put in the oil, or else your new oil that you just have put in there will go right through the engine and pour into your used oil or into the dirt or into the bottom of your shop. And you get a big mess and you waste all that oil. And I have done that before, and it is bad, especially if you are doing it for someone. So remember to put the drain plug back in before you put in the new oil. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we take off the oil plug. And on here to pour the oil, it's right on top of the engine block, so that's where you're supposed to put the oil in. And what I like to do, so I'm using 6 quarts, so I have a big 5-quart jug of oil, and I have a small 1 quart of oil. And I'll show you my little trick here. Just set that down right there. So first you pour in the smaller jug of oil. And now what you do, you get your pocket knife and you cut out the bottom so you have an easier time pouring in the oil. Pour another quart in, so far we've poured in 2 quarts. Okay, so every like 2 quarts you're gonna want to check on how much you have put in. So you're not overflowing your or putting too much oil in. So this is your dipstick. Here, come on this side so you can see where the dipstick is. So I've gotten it from right here. So here's your oil filter that we've just put in, and here's your dipstick. You pour that out and wipe it on your jeans. And then, now since it's all clean, push that back in. Wiggle it, pull it back out. And then on here, you should be able to see on the edge of how much oil is in there. But so far, we are still very low, so it's not showing up. So we gotta pour more in. Okay, so that didn't come out as clean, but our mark is right here. So I'm probably gonna need a few more quarts. I don't have enough for that. So we were close, but that's how you put in your oil. I'm gonna get another quart in. But we'll not film it anymore, because it's probably quite boring by now. So